You're choosing a real estate brokerage and you're wondering what are the factors you should consider in doing so. How should you be evaluating different brokerages and what are the things that you should be looking at? This is going to give you an outline of different types of brokerages and some pieces that are key to know when choosing a brokerage. We have 3 different kinds of brokerages. First is a dependent brokerage. Second, we have interdependent. Third, we have independent. I'm going to focus all of this material on kind of well-known national brands, national franchises, etc., things like that, for the sake of the audience. And each local area will have some brokerages that fit these categories on the local level. I personally am in the Baltimore metro area, but this information is going to really apply to brokerages all throughout the United States. So, dependent brokerages. These are generally your traditional Coldwell Banker, your Berkshire Hathaway, your Century 21. Locally, this is going to look like your teams, and we're going to call them team brokerages. What I mean by that is a smaller brokerage that kind of operates more like a team. Maybe it was a team at one of the larger brands and they went out on their own. And while it is a brokerage, it operates like a team. They are going to give you fish. Overall, they say, we're going to give you a bunch of things. Sometimes it's leads, sometimes it's resources, sometimes it's marketing, other pieces, technology. What are the things that they're going to give you, that they're going to do for you? They're going to say, you don't need to go fishing yourself because we have these fish right here that you can eat. Now, I will tell you, my experience is that when they are saying that they are going to give you business, leads, etc., I would investigate that further to see where that business is coming from. Again, the things that are teams or team-like brokerages, those are kind of separate, but a lot of times what they end up giving is internet leads that have a very low conversion rate. Or if they are giving you those leads, what's the cost involved? You might end up getting, 17-20% of what you take back. Again, might be something you're interested in, and that's kind of where they are. So those brokerages generally are going to be your most expensive. They're going to have a split that does not cap usually. They are going to have sometimes a royalty depending on what brand they are. And they are going to have a flat fee per transaction that the brokerage keeps. A lot of times, those brokerages, flat fees in general, our industry has somehow decided that that's not commission, because it's paid by the client. However, all commission is paid by a client, whether it's my client or I'm asking the other client to cover part of it. All commission is paid by the client. If there is money paid out by a client, because of a settlement, it is commission. So that's your dependent model. On this other side, we're going to go to independent. So RE/MAX is the number one in this category that I'm going to talk about because it's national. Most of the other ones that I can think of are more hyper-local. So we're just going to talk about RE/MAX right now, but overall we're talking about this category. This category of brokerage says fishing is good. Fishing is good. You should go learn how to fish. Now, some of them will have some level of training, sometimes bikini classes, etc. But what their value proposition is, you are an independent agent. The business that you get is because you're great. You are a great person, and you can go figure out those things on your own. Fishing is good. There's YouTube videos, there's external coaches. Instead of having the classes locally, you can go to different conferences or other things or the board. We don't need to give you the technology. You go out and get your own technology, all of those things. Now, with a slight asterisk, usually these are the cheapest. Many times there are brokerages more on a hyper-local level that have only a flat fee at the time of settlement. Again, they say that it's not commission. It is commission. It's commission that's paid by your client, but they're not taking a split of the deal. Sometimes, in the case of RE/MAX, depending on your structure, they are taking a split, but that split is often a little bit smaller than you would have, especially at your dependent brokerages. So the independent in general might be a little bit cheaper depending on the situation, but you're not getting much there. Like, I actually respect the brokerages that say, I'm not going to give you coaching, I'm not giving you training. I'm going to keep you legal. I'm going to be here for you, and I'm going to provide a great home for you, but you can go figure out how to build a team, how to do the things on your own. In the middle is interdependent, which is teach to fish, which is the idea of we're not going to give you the thing. We're also not going to tell you should learn it and not teach you. We're going to teach you how to fish. We're going to teach you how to lead generate in different paths. We're going to teach you how to negotiate. We're going to teach you how to properly market. We're going to teach you how to build a team, all of those different things. When it comes to holistically doing real estate, this particular brokerages in this particular column teach to fish. The main one, the first one in this kind of category was KW. And actually, World has Remax to thank for the way that this model kind of came about a little bit, because they came years ago and stole a bunch of Gary Keller's agents. So thank you, Remax. But the others that have come on the scene, again, national brands, we're talking about EXP, Real. Some of the other EXP and Real are both cloud-based brokerages. So there's some others there too. But again, I'm not trying to have an all-inclusive list. Just give you the general idea of those. So those are cloud-based brokerages. Keller Williams has brick and mortar, local offices, and those are cloud-based. What brokerage is right for what type of person? Independent. For this type of brokerage, I find that type of brokerage is really, really great for an experienced agent who is going to have a cap on the number of transactions they want to do. They're not looking to grow their business significantly. They're not looking for a lot of training and coaching. Let's take the person who's going to sell 15 houses, and they're perfectly happy selling 15 houses, and they want to continue selling 15 houses. They don't need a ton of training. They don't need a ton of resources. They can kind of probably do that. They've done it year over year over year. And because they're not paying a split, they're only paying a flat fee, it's probably going to be the least cost prohibitive for them to be there. That's what I would say is a really great spot for independent brokerages, who it ends up becoming more expensive for folks who are selling a bunch of houses, and for folks that want to do other things. So let's say, for example, training. Yeah. So let's say that they need to hire a coach in order to help them get where they need to go, coaching that they might get in one of these two other spots. And because it's an independent brokerage, they need to go hire that. So they might spend $12,000 a year on coaching that might have been included in what they're paying in these other brokerages. And as a result, between their transaction fees and the other things, coaching, marketing, copy machines, technology, etc., sometimes when you add all of those things up, it becomes more expensive. Or if they're selling a lot of transactions, if there is a flat fee of X number of dollars that does not cap and you're doing 100 transactions, it is going to cost you more in general than any of these capping level models that are interdependent. The models where you're going to pay into a certain amount and then that's going to be capped and you're not going to continue to pay in. So they might get more expensive at some point. Who is best for a dependent model? I often say that that joining a real estate brokerage is like joining a gym. And you want to join a gym that has all of the resources. Independent is kind of like putting gym equipment in your basement, but the more interdependent and dependent models are like joining the Merritt Athletic Club in our area. It's kind of the biggest, has all of the things. And you've got the classes, you've got the resources, you've got all those things. And sometimes you still need that personal trainer, the person who's going to text you at 7 a.m. and say, hey, you were supposed to be here and you didn't show up, in a way that is not really scalable if you're just a part of a brokerage and not a part of a team within inside a brokerage. So I'd say that's a really great reason for somebody to join a team, or a team like Brokerage, where they're going to get a lot more of that one-on-one, the closer communication, where the person that is in charge of them is in charge of just a couple of people instead of a larger brokerage. Now, as far as these other ones like Coldwell Banker, Berkshire Hathaway, Century 21, they're more of a traditional model, and folks that really like that comfort of the way that it's been for a long time, that more traditional side, it can be a good fit for them. Who's right for interdependent? The in between, the capping level model, which we're not going to talk specifically about compensation, but at the interdependent brokerages, you pay in to a certain amount and then you don't pay anymore. That's teaching you to fish. The people who are best for that environment are the people who are looking to grow. They're looking for training, they're looking for coaching, they're looking to grow as a person, they're looking to grow their business, they might want to grow a team, etc. Those are really, if somebody is looking to go from 15 transactions to 50 transactions this year, this is the right spot for you. Somebody is looking to go from 50 transactions on their own to 100 transactions with a team. This is what we're talking about. People who are looking to grow in general, because there's a lot just more coaching, training, etc. The big difference is if you are with Keller Williams, a lot of that is local in the brick and mortar if you want to get belly to belly to people, as well as online. And the cloud-based brokerages, more of it is based online on like a Zoom platform, or obviously conventions for any company are usually in person and you would get on a plane for that. So I hope that helps explain the differences between the real estate brokerages and how you choose. If you have any questions, feel free. My contact information is below, and I am happy to answer any of your questions for you. Have a good one.